Hi, my name is Arlene Crickles. I'm from Highland, New York, and this is Bonnie B. Crickles. We rescued her on December 2nd from the Animal Care and Control Center in New York City. Bonnie came to us and we love her so much. Her name used to be Velvet, but we decided to change her name to Bonnie. The day we picked her up, I waited in the car when my daughter went to get her. She came out, and I have to say, she was in very bad shape. She had every rib hanging out of her. She had every backbone sticking up, and her whole pelvis was sunken in. She did not even look like a dog. Upon going home with us, she could not even breathe because she had so much snot, green snot in her nose that she couldn't breathe. And on top of that, she bled all over our back seat profusely from them having installed a microchip in her. Partway home, we decided that we had to get this animal to a vet. We called our vet, and our vet was able to take her as soon as we arrived 2 hours later up in our area. We had to take a lot of precautions and special care to get Bonnie to the condition that she's in today. We spent quite a bit of money. They told us that if she was spayed and they wanted to spay her on the spot, that they would give us $150 back from our fee that we had to pay them. Our vet said absolutely not when we got her to him. He said she was too sick, too ill. We had to put coats on her to try to keep her warm. We were feeding her every couple hours, giving her medication, and with a lot of love and care, we got her better.
Mom, what did the gentleman who brought Bonnie out to you while I was in processing the application say to you?
Well, I went over and I asked him, is this Velvet? And he said, yes, it is. He told me that she was very sick with kennel cough, and since we had 3 other dogs at home, it kind of concerned me. He said, don't worry about it, she might get better from it. And he said, you don't need to take this dog. We can give you a different dog. Well, we had already had our heart set on her, and later we determined that probably she would have been put to sleep that same day. We are so glad that we got Bonnie. The vet said when he seen her that he didn't know if she'd survive. We put the coats on her. We went out and bought special food for her. She couldn't smell the food, so she didn't want to eat it. We put it in her mouth and we made her eat.
And what did our vet say about them medicating poor Bonnie? What did they feel that they said?
They did not feel that this dog had kennel cough. They felt that she had a mycoplasm. And so they changed the medicines that they gave us to bring home for her. After we changed her medication, we noticed right away that she was starting to heal and get better.
But after how many visits did we have to take her?
Oh, we took her several times to the vet. And each time we were paying a lot of money out of pocket for her. And like I said, to date, we still haven't gotten back the fee for stating her.
Mom, what was your impression of the Animal Care Control Center when you went into the lobby looking for me?
The place smelled horrible. They told me my daughter was on a different floor and that I could sit in a small area. I declined and went back out to my car since we were parked right in front waiting for the dog to come out.
And is it true that I waited approximately almost 2 hours to get her before you even saw sight of her?
Yes, my daughter went inside by herself to get her. I kind of got out of the car and went inside the lobby because she did not come out for a couple of hours. And I was a little concerned about why it was taking so long.
And where had we been previously that we rushed down there to rescue her?
My daughter had had back surgery earlier that morning, so she was not really able to drive, but we wanted to save this dog's life so badly that I drove down and my daughter was just the passenger. Thank God we were able to get her when we did, because I think that day she would have been euthanized.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shannon, and I'm reporting on Bentley. His ID number is A1064012. On February 9th, I noticed a posting on Facebook for Bentley. It said that he was to be euthanized the next day, that he was up for adoption, that he was a good family dog, that he had been raised with kids, and he was good with other animals. And I just lost my dog, so I was very interested in giving Bentley a home. The very next morning, I tried to reserve him online, and he was at the New York City ACC, and he was not online. I couldn't find him. I'm assuming it's because they were planning on euthanizing him. And so instead of reserving him online, I called, and I actually spoke with someone, and I asked about Bentley. And I spoke with a young girl, and she told me that Bentley was alive still, and that he was going to be safe for the day. And I explained to her that I was interested in adopting him, that I lived in Chicago and therefore couldn't be there that afternoon to pick him up, and that I was looking for a rescue group who could pull him for me until I could get to New York the following week when my husband was to travel to New York for work, and I would pick him up then. And she said that he was safe for the night and that he would return to the youth list the following day, which I was okay with because I figured that would give me enough time through the day to find a rescue group in the area who could pull him until I could actually get to him. Later on that afternoon, I learned through another rescue group that he had been euthanized. He was the first dog that they euthanized that day, even though he was a healthy, happy dog who could fit in a family of such as mine, with children and other dogs. And I was devastated. I was heartbroken because I had planned on giving him a good home, and I would have given him a good home had he not been put down. So I'm sending this video off, hoping that I can get justice for Bentley, whom I really wanted to adopt and bring back to Chicago. Thank you.
I would like to share my sweet Tex Avery story, animal ID A10-64468. He came to the ACC in Manhattan on February 5th and came to us on February 10th. He spent 5 days exposed to the tenacious diseases in the shelter. He was seen by our vet the same day he was transported and was able to undergo surgery within the next week to remove a suspected neoplasia in his testicle. He was spoiled with love by his foster mom until February 29th, when he spread his wings and crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He had such a strong impact on our lives for the short period he was with us. I'd like to point out that he did not have neoplasia, which is cancer. I would like to point out that they documented he had dental disease, and he did not. And he also had a skin infection that they did not document. This video is to educate everybody of the truth of what goes on in the ACC, and that beautiful babies like Tex Avery should have had a longer life here on Earth, but Tex, you did not die in vain. If we can bring you back, we would. We love you and we miss you. Thank you.